This is Matt Kilgo, Firearms Program Attorney for U.S. Law Shield here in Georgia. The question today is there a circumstance where it's legal to display your firearm without pulling the trigger? If you feel like you're being threatened or another person's being threatened, is it okay to display your firearm, in fact even point a pistol at someone in order to protect yourself? Are there criminal penalties if you do that? Well, yes, there are criminal penalties. There is a statute in Georgia, there is a law in Georgia that says it is against the law, it is a misdemeanor crime to point a pistol at another person if you do it intentionally and without legal justification. When we say legal justification, what we're talking about is a defense to a crime, a defense to an act that you've committed that otherwise might be a crime, but you're justified in committing that act in order to protect yourself. This is called the defense of justification. We talk about this a lot in context of the use of force. When can you threaten force? When can you use force or even deadly force to protect yourself, to protect another person, to protect your property? Well, in Georgia, you can use threats of force, like displaying a firearm or even pointing a firearm at another person. You can use force itself or deadly force. And remember, deadly force is that force which is intended to or likely to cause death or great bodily harm. You can use all three types. You can use the threat of force, pushing, shoving, kicking, punching, or deadly force in order to protect yourself, to protect another person, to protect your habitation, the place you live, the place you work, and how you get to live where you live and work, which is your motor vehicle, to protect your real property, and also to protect yourself against a forcible felony. These are the situations in which you can use force to protect yourself. Showing a firearm, pointing a pistol at another person, those are threats of force. And the law gives you the justification. The law even says that you are justified in using that threat of force when you reasonably believe it's necessary to protect against the imminent use of unlawful force. If you believe unlawful force is about to be used on you, the law grants you that justification of the threat of force, showing the firearm or even pointing the firearm in order to protect yourself against that imminent use of unlawful force. And it's not just you, someone you know. It doesn't have to be someone you like. You can be a true good Samaritan in that situation, but be careful. The law doesn't require you to act in favor of another person, and you may wind up on the wrong side of an argument and not know it. So the legal theory is that you are justified in that threat of force by displaying a firearm or even pointing a pistol at another if you feel it's necessary to prevent unlawful force being used upon you or someone else. From a practical perspective, be careful. In a situation like this, you don't know who the actors are. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You don't know what their abilities are. You may not know if they have a firearm. Be ready for their response. They may be a faster draw than you. Displaying a firearm doesn't always dispel a threat. Sometimes it can aggravate a situation. So just be prepared. Use your best judgment. Know the law and protect yourself.